Hi everyone, welcome to Smartbox channel. This is your KG. Today we are going to see about Remdesivir injection. What is this Remdesivir injection? What is the role of Remdesivir in the treatment of COVID-19? So before going to the actual content, let us see a small outline about the virus. So the virus is made up of two major material which is called the genetic material, that is the RNA. Today we will consider the sanitizer as the RNA. The next thing which is needed is the proteins. Today we will consider these as spoons as proteins. So virus is replicating so fast because it just needs only two material, that is RNA and the protein. So one good thing about the virus or unfortunate thing about virus is it cannot act without a host. So I'm getting a job in Bangalore. I'm ready to relocate to Bangalore, but I will need accommodation, right? I'll look for a house which is near to my office. Similarly, this virus will look for accommodation. So in the case of COVID-19, the accommodation which COVID-19 has chosen is the human being. Okay, so unfortunately, we are the host or we are providing accommodation to the COVID-19 virus. So what it does is like it comes into the body first. So it will bind with the receptor which is available in our cell. So consider this spike protein as a magnet, okay, and our receptor which is present in our cell as a ion particle. So whenever ion and magnet comes together, automatically it will stick together, right? Similarly, the spike protein which is present in the COVID-19 virus will bind with the receptor which is present in the cell. That is the first step. What it does the next is it releases the RNA material inside our cell, and it also give an instruction to our cell that to produce more of the same copy of RNA. So the viral RNA start to produce. Our cell also understand or obey to the command which is provided by the RNA, and it start producing the RNA copies of the virus. The second thing which it does is like it needs the spike proteins also, right? So for that it uses the ribosome of our cells itself, and it start producing the protein. So the genetic material is getting ready, the proteins are also getting ready. So to produce this genetic material, the RNA copy, it needs a protein. That protein is named as RNA dependent RNA polymerase. So this protein is much needed so that the virus can produce the copies of RNA inside our cell. So again, to proofread these things, whether the RNA copy is produced in the correct way, it is having one more enzyme that is called Exonuclease. So it is entering into the body using its spike protein. It is binding with the receptor of our cell. Then it is releasing the RNA into our cell and asking our cell to produce same and more copies of RNA. So to produce this particular RNA, a protein is needed that is called RNA dependent RNA polymerase. So the production of RNA copy is happening with the help of protein. So to proofread whether the RNA copies are coming in a right way, it is having an enzyme that is called exonuclease, which proofreads whether the sequence or the nucleotide is going in a right pattern. And using the cell's ribosome itself, this COVID virus is producing the proteins also. So when all these are going in a proper way, it will attack the first cell, it will make its own RNA, and it will attack the next cell, it will make its own RNA. Similar fashion, it will attack each and every cell which is present in our body. In case if we are not masking properly, if we are not sanitizing, if we are not maintaining a social distancing with respect to some other person who is also not following the actual norms, probably this virus will move to the next person. So currently I am the host for the virus. Now from me it is choosing one more host also. The similar pattern will follow in his body also. It will release the RNA, his cells will affect it, the next cells will affect it. In that way it is replicating. So what is the role of Remdesivir then? It comes now only. So the very best thing which we can do is to prevent this replication or multiplication. It is nothing but from 1 it is turning into 2, from 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16. That is the replication or multiplication of the virus. So what Remdesivir injection or what we can do properly to prevent this replication is the very first step. I told you, right? It using its spike protein, it binds with the receptor which is present in our cell. If we are having any kind of measure to stop this properly, all the cycle can be halted in the initial way itself. The second thing is that I told you that it's a protein called RNA dependent RNA polymerase. This is much needed for the preparation of RNA copies inside the human cells. So what remdesivir is going to do, it is going to attack this particular protein only. So when it start producing almost like three copies of viral RNA is produced in our cell. So our remdesivir injection goes and attacks that particular protein, that is the RNA dependent RNA polymerase. So in that way, remdesivir injection is slowing down the process of multiplication. So when it is going and attacking that particular protein, so RNA copies is not getting produced. So the ribosome, using our ribosome protein production, that is also not produced. And the third thing, the exonuclease enzyme, which is doing the proofreading of the RNA copy, that is also being slowed down. So completely we are slowing down the entire process of viral multiplication or viral replication. So in that way, we are protecting the other cells, or we are getting time to protect our cells. So with respect to remdesivir, it is not the new thing which has been introduced. So most of the people, vaccines are just now have come, how come I can use it? So that way, remdesivir, it's lucky or fortunate. So it's an old drug only. It is an antiviral drug which was used in the treatment of hepatitis, even for Ebola also. So what is remdesivir doing is it is going and attacking the protein, thereby reducing the multiplication rate of the virus. So how it is going to help the patient is that, so probably recovery time may be faster with respect to remdesivir injection. It helps in patient recovery in a faster phase of time. Second thing, it reduces the hospital stay. So of course, if recovery is faster, we can discharge from the hospital as early as possible. So this remdesivir is not a life-saving drug, but it acts, or it has a minor role in slowing down the process of viral multiplication. So I hope you got a concept about remdesivir injection. So earlier it was available only with respect to Chennai. Now, luckily it is now available in Coimbatore and Madurai and other districts like that. So probably don't have to panic. Again, one more request which I am requesting to people is to have the basic things right. So have mask, sanitize whenever possible, and maintain social distancing. So stay safe, stay healthy. If you like this video, give a like. And if you feel this video will be useful to anyone, please share to those particular people and subscribe to Smartbox channel. Thank you.